Um, I just want to give a bit of advice to Americans, especially if they play the stock market. Now, this is going to sound very risky, but if you trust me and you have faith in me and God, you're going to be very grateful if you listen to me, because everybody knows the writing on the wall in America is it can't be ignored. Everyone can see the direction that Trump is taking the stock markets and the American dollar and stuff. And basically, between America, Great Britain, and the EU, they're wanting to destroy paper money, and go digital so that they can pull the rug out from everyone and take their money. So, if you're investing in anything that is to do with climate change, like solar panels or lithium, bitcoins, anything like that, my advice to you is get out and get out now and invest in fossil fuels. Because what's going to happen is when Trump and all the leaders in the EU, when all the darkness is removed, we're going to go back to renewable sources of energy with gas and oil and coal. They're renewable. We don't have to do anything to replenish them. The planet fills itself back up with gas and oil and coal, regardless of whether there's a trillion people on the planet or no one on the planet. Um, and it's been offered to us. Papatuanuku offers it to us. It helps alleviate her from like trapped gases and from getting bloating and causing her pain. Whereas, like the mining and fracking and all of that, where it's taken and not offered, is a completely different story. And it's one of the reasons why we're all facing karma because we're allowing our governments and that to rape the planet of the resources that aren't being offered up freely. Gas and oil and coal are being offered up freely. And in the new world, when we're doing away with electric vehicles, when we go back to being nicer to the planet, when we go back to actually wanting to save the planet and stopping overlogging and all that sort of thing. You know, for every tree we chop down, we plant two. That's the rule in New Zealand. When we go back to that, when we go back to renewable sources of fuel, things like electric vehicles will become obsolete. So if you're investing in things like Tesla, lithium, Bitcoin, I would suggest that you get out and you get out now. I am Scorpio, and Scorpios rule other people's money. So it means that an ascended Scorpio, like someone who can be trusted, um, we can be trusted with your money. We're not going to steal your money if we have access to your bank cards and stuff. We're not going to steal your money. We know where to put money. We know good ways to invest money, because our twin is Taurus as well, and Taurus rule the house of money. Um, like with Capricorn, they rule like the economy, right? They're good with ruling the economy. Taurians are good with ruling money that comes in and out of the home, right? So they rule money, they rule investments and nest eggs and food coming in and out. Like they make sure that they have good pensions and that they invest in things that are going to give them long term returns. Well, they're my twin. So I know how to play the stock market, and I've been playing the stock market in the back of my parents' newspaper since I was little. So I know what I'm talking about. When this is over, I've got some secret stock advice that I will give you when this is over. I've just not made it public yet because of the people who watch me. Um, they don't deserve to make any money off anything that God has lined up for the people that deserve to make money from the building of the new world. So, what I will say to you is if you're investing in anything to do with climate change, lithium batteries, solar panels, electric vehicles, anything like that, get your money out and get your money out now. Because when Trump falls, you have to remember he's going to be taking, like AI. Um, Google, Microsoft, anything like that. Anyone who is in business with Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Theo, Allison Gates, those kind of people are going to go down with him, and their companies are going to be blacklisted and like disbanded, and all the wealth that they pretend they have, like broken up and given back to the people, Doge, that sort of thing. Anything connected to Donald Trump and his administration, anyone connected to Donald Trump and his administration, including Patel and his whiskey, including Donald Trump's whiskey. Get your money out and get your money out now, because his when his fall comes, it's going to come so fast. People aren't going to have time. You know, like with the shock of the loss of Dolly Parton, like how everyone's just kind of stunned. It's going to be exactly like that, where God took an angel, Satan is taking the devil, because the universe has to balance itself out. Do you see what I mean? So, get your money out and get your money out now, because they might try and panic in order to get the money out as quickly as they can and take your money with it. Your money will fall with them. And I'm trying to help you. So, America, America, nobody else, only America, because you're the first, you're the one that God has chosen to hit the reset button. And if you do this right, if you listen, you're going to get the second coming. You will be blessed with proclaiming the birthplace of the second coming of Christ if you're a Christian. And I believe he or she may be born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia way. Um, and it will be your reward for doing the work and doing as God has requested. And when you take Trump down, all the rest are going to go with them, which means you will lose money if you've invested in things like SpaceX and Tesla, and you know, anyone, and any company that has signed up to do business with Trump, Zuckerberg, Meta, Instagram, social media, that sort of thing. Get your money out and get your money out now, because it's literally going to happen overnight, like struck by lightning, kind of fast, where there's going to be a sudden collapse in the stock market because of the collapse of Trump's administration, and everybody who was paying for him to commit sins against humanity, crimes against humanity, will go down with him, which means like BlackRock and all that, they'll be their businesses will be shut down, the courts will shut them down, there'll be investigations, and any money that they have will be taken and given back to the people to help rebuild America. So, if you want to invest money where you're going to make a poop ton of money, like almost overnight, once Trump is gone, invest in coal, because you're going to go back to using coal for things. Invest in paper, like paper mills, because we're going to go back to paper money. We're going to go back to, instead of taking orders and stuff using apps on the phone, um, people, waiters and waitresses, and that will go back to writing everything down on paper. Receipts will be going back to being down on paper. You're going to have like a massive renewable energy uptake in businesses. So making things from recycled paper, recycled cardboard, recycled glass, that sort of thing. So renewable, like renewable energy, renewable sources of um, textiles and paper and that sort of thing, you're going to see a massive uptake, a massive surge in productivity, and companies are going to open up all over the place where they'll be printing paper again and textiles, fabrics. Made from hemp and recycled cotton, and actual cotton. They'll go back to planting cotton but without the slaves, and that sort of thing, because you're going to kickstart your economy by going back to the basics, going back to tradition, planting like ancient wheat, so that all your wheat is organic and chemical free, vaccine free, pesticide free, livestock and produce and all that sort of thing, and you're going to be a game changer for the rest of the world. um, and oil, invest in oil, because you're going to start producing your own oil again and becoming like a powerhead with oil to match like the Middle East and stuff. You'll trade with other countries selling off your oil, but you'll use as much of it as you can here in America, coal, oil, and gas, natural energy, natural resources. That's what you want to invest your money in, because when this is all over, you're gonna everything digital. You're gonna go back to doing things like mobile phones. Will only have the apps on them that you choose to have. You'll only have the functions on them that you choose to have. So your phones will become more energy efficient. The batteries will become better, and they won't be lithium. They'll be made from like renewable sources. Like they can make lithium batteries now that run on salt, that last 100 years. So you'll never have to change your battery, like that sort of thing. And America will be the trailblazer. Um, Between oil and gas and coal and water, you're going to change the face of the planet basically by going back to basics, to how we used to do everything, but in a cleaner, more honest way. Digital currencies will become illegal because of the fact that they're too um, corrupt. um, you'll go back to having money in banks where you'll be able to count your dollars by hand, because it will be reliable. And I don't know if you're able to invest in the Federal Reserve, the federal bank, is it the Federal Reserve? The companies that actually print the money, that's where you need to be investing for your stocks and shares. And it's going to happen, like it's going to feel like almost overnight. And it's better that you get your money out now and invest it in things that are actually going to be fruitful in the future, than to keep investing it in something that is on the brink of collapse. Because Donald Trump and Elon Musk and that, everything that is collapsing is being done by design so that they can take the money from you. But if you're investing in things like lumber, gas, oil, coal, that sort of thing, they're all the things that the country cannot do without. Then you're guaranteed to make money, even if they've pulled the rug on Bitcoin and all that. They'll have to buy you out, in which case you can put your own price on each stock. So invest in renewables, in the things that the planet, that Papatuanuku produces all on her own. That whether mankind is here or not, see, you can only mine so much lithium before there's no more lithium. But with coal, gas, and oil, she's going to keep producing it for as long as there is anything living on this planet, be it animal, mineral, or vegetable. You're always going to have peat. Peat moss, you're always going to have peat. You're always going to have wood. You're always going to have oil. You're always going to have coal. You're always going to have gas. Always. Whether there's 10 trillion people on the planet, in which case it would actually produce more of it, um, or whether there's no one on the planet but animals and plants, you're always going to have gas, oil, peat, wood, and coal. You can run out of gold and you can run out of silver, but you'll never run out of gas, oil, and coal, and wood, and peat, you know, renewable sources. So that's what you want to invest your money in. Not necessarily anything that relies on a farmer to plant it, not until they're gone. And then, in which case, you absolutely 100% want to invest in agriculture, farming and agriculture, because they're the backbone of society. And when you invest in them, then you'll end up with a bounty that will just keep filling itself back up. But just not yet, because the farmers and the agriculturalists have to be a part of the fight. They have to stand up and fight. They have to join the rest of the people to fight. And then once your prime ministers and presidents and that are removed, then absolutely invest in your farmers and growers. And then you'll have so much money coming in, you won't know what to do with it. So take your money out of solar panels, take your money out of anything to do with clean energy, climate change, net zero, because it's all going to collapse overnight. Bitcoin, AI, electric vehicles, that sort of thing. I know you're probably thinking, what the hell is she talking about? But they're lying to you about, they're lying to you. That's all I'm going They're lying to you. And they have no interest in making you money. It's all about taking your money so they can make money, so that when they pull the rug out from under you, they have all the money and you have none. But if you own the shares in the oil and the gas and the wood and the peat and the coal, because when all hell breaks loose, if you have to have 10 days of darkness or whatever, it's going to be the oil and the gas and the coal and the peat and the wood that keeps everything burning during the winters. And you can't heat your house on Bitcoin. You can't start a fire with AI software, but you can with peat and coal and moss and oil and gas. And they can't tell you what to do with your shares if you own half the company. And if they want to buy it off you, then you can sell it to them at like quadruple that. You'll be able to put the figure on the price. Okay, so that's America. Um, I've already told Great Britain to do the same. They didn't listen. Um, but when everybody else sees what America's doing, the rest will follow suit. So America has to be the one to go first because America is the one that grew Lucifer. And so they have to be the one to take Lucifer and his devils down, Lucifer and his minions down. And if they do it, not only do they get to build America back better than it's ever been in the history of America being colonized, they will become a powerhouse of a nation. They will be seen as the people who bring salvation to the rest of the world because you're going to be the blueprint to show everyone else how to do it. And then they will all follow suit and they'll prosper as well. And then because of it, um, you will get the privilege of saying that the second coming of Christ for Christian America um, will be American. You'll get the birth of Christ. There's a couple in, I'm pretty sure, Pennsylvania, who are about to be blessed with the conception of the second coming of Christ because America would have earned it because they teamed up to fight Lucifer and Gog and Magog, which are all the people behind the scenes helping Donald Trump in Germany and France and Hungary and um, Poland and Estonia and Italy and Great Britain and Ireland and Australia and New Zealand and that, pretending like they're not getting involved, but they are. Ukraine. And so your rewards will be untold. So for Christian America, um, and for those of you that are listening, I'll put links in the description box below of the law that you can use, the constitutional laws that you can use that are legally binding that can get Donald Trump arrested. I've been saying it for the longest time. It's not against the law for politicians to lie in America, but it's against the law for politicians to lie and take money on a promise and then go back on that promise. It's called a constitutional lie. And it's one of the very few laws that they can be arrested for. And because Donald Trump took hundreds of thousands and millions of monies from Americans during his election campaign, promising to release the Epstein files and arrest Fauci and Gates and no cloud seeding and, to boost the economy and say, create jobs and all everything that he promised that he lied for and took money for, If you can prove that you donated money to his campaign, you can have him arrested. The federal marshals can come in and have him arrested for breaking the law. It's the one law that you can't break in America. And he broke it during his election campaign and as president. There's only like two or three laws that a politician isn't allowed to break, and taking money on an election promise and then doing the opposite, they can be arrested for it. But see, in Great Britain, you're not allowed to make election campaign promises, like it's against the law, and that's what I was trying to say to people when Starmer was in power, and now Burnham and that they're breaking the law. The laws, the election laws in the UK are a lot tougher than in America, and Starmer and Labor have broken like almost every single one of them, including they even broke a law in regards to Nigel Farage, which I pointed out. Because I'm so heavily shadow banned, I just caught YouTube rolling back my numbers on my last live video. They removed about 25, 30 views off my count. They even removed 2 views off my pie video. So I've taken documented evidence, so now I can use it to say to the courts, look, they're deliberately sabotaging. It was all done on purpose. Everything I said they were doing, I now have proof. When I found out that Bill Gates owns LinkedIn, then I understood why my LinkedIn got, they said, for fraud, which is bullshit. It's a whole made up thing. And when I found out yesterday that Gates owns LinkedIn, I thought, that's why I lost LinkedIn. So now I have the evidence. I can use it all against them in court. So to counterbalance all of that, if you've invested in anything to do with his cohorts, Donald Trump and his family, like the drones, um, the Bitcoin, anything to do with climate change, anything to do with um, AI, technology, social media, get your money out and get your money out fast. And then see, because when I come along, I'm going to be doing my own version of social media. And we will be 100% upfront and honest. Um, I'm not even going to be giving away to things like advertisers. I know how I'm going to advertise my stuff. And yeah, you'll have free will to do what you want. The only thing is that you won't be able to put up videos of animal cruelty. You won't be able to put up anything pornographic. No sex and no animal cruelty, because we're going to be a family based social media outlet. And I want children to be able to go to any area they want. If there's anything graphic like car accidents and crime scenes and that sort of thing, there'll be a firewall for people over the age of 18, but you'll register everyone's info, and you'll have complete control over the data. We won't collect anything. We won't be selling your information to third parties. You'll be in complete control of what's put out there and the information that's gathered. Basically, we'll just have your contact details in cases of emergency. So, yeah, so get your money out of America and get it out now. Water, invest in water. Not because like you're going to be running out of water or anything, but because when you clean up America and you clean up the waterways and you bring in laws about dumping toxic waste in your waters, and that your water is going to be pristine. So when you come along and start selling your spring water as and your mineral water and that for health and that, you'll be able to charge good money for it and make good money from it. And that's exactly what God and Papa Tuanuku want. She's offering you the right way to make money off of her as long as you pay respect to her. Anything to do with conservation programs, you'll make money, because it's all going to bring in tourists, and there is no greater dollar than the tourist dollar. Other than children who have a hero, there is no greater money that you can invest in than the tourist dollar. And I'm going to be in the market, in the tourism market. Invest in my stuff. I'll have lots of things you can invest in. You'll make a fortune of, especially like my dating app, my gaming chair, my space program. They're going to be the three big money makers, other than the actual school itself. Okay, so that's America. Let America go first. I mean, you can do it in other countries as well, but my message is specifically for America because everything's about to happen in America first. It kicks off in America first, with the downfall of Trump and his administration and his tech bros and all of that. When they fall, then the rest of the world will be all eyes on them, all eyes on America, and then the Americans will be able to show them how to do it. The constitutional lies, you need to take them to your Congress people, you need to take it to the media, you need to take it to the court. You can literally have him arrested. The federal marshal can turn up at the White House and arrest Donald Trump on this constitutional lie. And then with all eyes on America, I'll show like I'll show you. I'll lead the way. Like I'll let you know the direction to swim. Because I've got your back, and the reason why I've got your back is because when it came to building my career, you had mine. America were my biggest supporters with my WordPress. They were the biggest supporters of my YouTube and Twitter back in the day when I had thousands of followers and thousands of subscriptions and all of that sort of thing. I was winning awards for my blog. I won awards for my blog. I was in the top 10 of the most influential occult paranormal blogs on the internet. I was mentioned in Wikipedia for my work with the Epstein class and all of that. I'm mentioned for my work in what I've been doing. And of course, my radio station in Chicago, WRMN 1410. You know, you had my back. You gave me refuge. You gave me sanctuary. You gave me the chance to build up everything that I created. Now you helped me plant that seed. And now look at what I've grown with it. And in return, because I was partly responsible for trusting Trump and thinking he was one of the good guys, I'm now helping bring him down to pay for my penance. And I'm showing you how to do it as well. And if we do this, not only do I get to come into America and take care of you all, but then you get to show the rest of the world how it's done. You'll get to prosper from it. You get to grow everything from the ground up, from the beginning, all over again. And for Christian Americans, you will get to claim the second coming of Christ as American. And all you've got to do is listen and take Trump down and hold him responsible. The constitutional lie. The link's in the description box below. Just, you don't even have to watch the videos. Just go to the description box and the links to the video, and it takes you directly to the law. It'll take you to a website that spells out the constitutional laws, and the law that people running for elections and who are running for president and that aren't allowed to break. And there's only like three or four of them, but the one that you need to worry about is the one where Donald Trump took money during his election campaign based on promises that he then did the opposite for. It is like an arrestable offense. The federal marshals can literally come in and tear the gates of the White House down and storm that building to arrest him, and there's nothing anyone in that building or his security can do. Federal marshals, it's a federal law. Okay? So I'll put the links to that in the description box. Just click on it and then go to the links in that description box, and you'll see the website. And that's all you need to know. And get your money out. If you've invested in anything digital, AI, climate change, net zero, electric vehicles, lithium, that sort of thing, get your money out and get it out now and put it all into renewable energy, natural resources. Put it into the planet, from the earth to the air to the water to the animals, put it in the planet. And I'm telling you, once they go down and they're all put out of business and everything's all broken up and put back into the communities, you will reap the rewards like you have never seen. And then you'll be able to hold your head up high and say, I made money, I became rich helping the planet. What a legacy to pass on. Your children and grandchildren will never have to work a day in their life because you took the risk and invested in saving the planet. Because there's more money in that, because it's everlasting, it's eternal, it's something that's always going to be filling the coffers back up. Your treasure chest will fill itself up without you having to mine a single thing. Forever and ever and ever and ever eternal, you'll be making money. Your children and your grandchildren and your great grandchildren and your great great grandchildren will be living off their ancestor saving the planet by going completely natural energy and natural resources. We're even going to be doing away with things like plastics. So that's just my advice. You don't have to listen, but I know how to play the stock market, and I'm never wrong. I've been playing the stock market since I was a little girl, in my head, following it in the back of my parents' newspaper. And I know what I'm investing my money in, but I'm not going to tell you about it until I've got the money to invest in it. And once I've secured my investments in these specific stocks, then I'll let you know about it. I'm just not doing it right now because of who I know is listening, and they will screw it up. And so, yeah, okay. So it's up to you, America. But yeah, constitutional lie. If you're Great Britain, I've already put up the election fraud laws. They even committed election fraud against Nigel Farage. It's all there. The king knows. I showed it to him years ago. My investigations are very thorough. Right, so I'm going to go and finish my chores. But I've got your back, America, because you had mine. I've always got your back. I've got those videos from when I was locked up saying I'm doing this for my boys. I'm doing this for the children. I'm doing this for the American people. When I was, when they were force feeding me medications that were sending me into anaphylaxis twice a day. I've got videos of me going into anaphylactic shock. And as I'm laying on the bed and the room spinning and I'm getting ready to vomit, I'm saying out loud, I'm doing this for the boys, I'm doing this for the children, I'm doing this for America. Because I knew that I was fighting for your survival, because I've been seeing this coming for America since the 1990s. I was doing it for Great Britain and Russia and Ukraine and that as well. But you can only shout so much. Like, if they don't listen, there's nothing I can do. But I know America's listening. I know you are, because you've been letting me know that you've been listening. You've been letting me know you're ready for me, and I'm ready for you. So let's do this, America. Let's do this. And I'll show you how to do it. I'll show you how to take him down, because I'm helping take him down. Taking him down. I'm helping to take him down. But you have to do the rest, because I'm here and you're there. He doesn't have the power you think he does. You just you're being fed lies, which is one of the reasons why you need to get away from social media and AI, because it's how they feed the lies. So It's time now, America. You got to stand up. Everything I've been preparing you for all these years since my blog days. Now is the time for you to stand up and tear that shit down. And I've shown you how to do it in the description box. And then when I'm there, I'll help you rebuild. I'll hold your hand. And it's going to be okay. And as a result, you're going to get to claim the second coming of Christ as being American this time, not Jewish. And ironically, he could possibly be African American. Although I suppose technically the Jews, they say he's the king of the Jews, but he's the king of Christianity. And he'll get to be American, not from Jerusalem, not from Israel, not from Palestine, not even from Russia, but American. Because everybody claims him, and I thought he was going to be in America, but in my New Dawn Ministry Instagram that they just took down, um, when I was locked up, when I was working deciphering on the codes of the Bible, I had originally said then, I think the second coming of Christ is going to be in America when I'm positioned in the north. And then I changed it when I thought that things were going to be different. And I thought, okay, it's going to be Russia. But no, I think I was right the first time. So you know what to do now, and you're ready. He's pushed you far enough now that you need the excuse to be tipped over the edge and tear it down once and for all. And the Supreme Court, if they don't toe the line and follow the law, they will all end up getting arrested as well, because the mutiny's already started with the military. And so now there's going to be a rebellion with the people. And when the two come together, when the mutiny and the rebellion come together, Donald Trump and his administration and his Supreme Court and that, they won't have a chance to run and hide. And they will try to run and hide. A lot of them will try to get away when they see the hordes coming with the torches and pitchforks. Someone turned up in DC the other day with a guillotine. So it's just a matter of time. So that's just my advice. And if you need me, you know where I am. I'll see you in Alaska, though. How exciting!